Alrighty, now what you're going to do is you're going to use your brush tool on the color setting, turn it up to about 50%, and just color lightly over her eyes so that they have like that nice yellow color. And her eyes are brown, so it's harder to get the color to take. You may have to do this step several times. If you have blue eyes, it should be easier for the color to take. And then you can always go back and use your brush tool on normal, turn it down to about 15%, and go over lightly just to lighten up the eyes a little bit. So there you go. It's not really visible, I don't think, but that's what it looks like. Now, you can start working on your markings. Go over here and select a color off of one of Jake's markings, like maybe that color right there, and a little darker. Let's go with a little darker. About like that. Oopsie. Yeah, like that. Alrighty, now create a new layer and just start making your markings. I'm going to turn mine up to about 20% and just see how that looks to start with. That's pretty good. I need to make my line wider. Now, a lot of people will take something like a zebra stripe pattern and just lay it over their picture, but I prefer to do mine by hand, but whatever is easiest for you. And just make them wherever you want. You can kind of study the faces of the other avatars so you have an idea of what you're going to do. You might want to just look at some pictures. Now, something I've started doing too is just making the lines on the bottom half of the face a continuation of the lines on the top of the face. So make them come down from the eye. And these down here need to be a little bit darker because the color of her skin is darker down here than it is up top. So you might want to turn up your opacity a little. Now just continue. You can do some down here around the chin. Now if you're a girl, you may want to do them around your chin, like this, like I have my markings right now. But if you're a guy, you may want to have one going straight up right up your chin. So, and now around this part of the face, you're going to need a darker color because otherwise it's not going to show up. So go back to the picture of Jake and pick a color out from a darker marking. And just just duplicate as best you can the other markings because on the avatars the markings aren't completely identical either. So just mirror them as best you can, like this. And after you get done with this, we're going to try to enhance them a little bit more, so this isn't going to be your last step on that one. Alrighty, now that you're finished with that, create a new layer and select a dark color from around the face, or you can use another picture of an avatar. Just select a dark color. Set your opacity on your brush tool to 41%, and you're going to trace the outline of your markings like that. And you really don't have to do it in any particular fashion. You can kind of make them more rigid, or you can just lightly outline them. Anyways, you're going to do it like that. And after you get done with this, you're going to blur it, so don't worry about how it looks like being perfect or anything. And there we go. Now go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and put it on a really low setting, about like that. So you can still see them, but they're not really harsh and really dominant in the picture. Now something that a lot of people do is they create lightness around the eyes. You need to create a new layer. Just pick a plain white and go lightly around the eye, like where the waterline is, if that makes any sense. Go like that, around in there, like that. But I prefer using darker, so pick a darker color, like from around where her eyelashes have been recolored. Pick that, and just go lightly over like on the outside of the white line, like that. So there you go, that just adds some depth to the area around the eyes. Now go over to the picture of Jake. I'm going to use this one. Take a light pink color from around his ear. Just pick a color. Now go back to your other picture you've been working on. Go to the bottom layer where she's at, and just recolorize her nose. So use your brush tool on color. Turn it up to about 50%, and just color the tip of her nose. Just go straight across like that. You may also want to turn your opacity down to like 30% and go over the lips just to give them a better color. So like that. And you may need to go over the nose several times just to make it as dark as you want. Now take, and using the same color that you've been recolorizing it with, and put it on normal and just shade around it so that it looks a little better like that.